from Holly Bobs, and today I'm going to talk to you about how I got my 3-year-old to go to bed nicely and stop shouting down and carrying on at bedtime. My little boy Jack is 3.5 and he has always slept well once he's asleep but always struggled to settle, and he can awake through the night. So it got to a point at bedtime where I was just completely losing my mind. He would shout me up and down the stairs, getting on for 10, 15 times a night, and it was absolutely exhausting. As kids do, he made up the craziest excuses. He needed water, he needed another cuddle, even though I'd already had 4. He wanted another story, his covers weren't on straight. He would bang at his door, he would jump up and down on his bed, he would throw toys around, he would scream his head off, and he could cry for an hour and not give up. He's so stubborn. So I was just at the breaking point, really. Not only that, he was keeping his sister up, who is 4, and it was just getting to the point that I was just at a loss as to what to do. I was completely frustrated. It was quite getting me down, in fact. So what I did was shout out on Twitter if anybody could help. And I was so grateful when Fiona from Childcare Is Fun replied and spent time sending me a few messages on what she could recommend. Fiona is a childcare expert. She's got years of experience, and she's also got a book as well as a fantastic blog where she helps parents with their kids with all types of childcare problems, and she's experienced in bedtime problems. What Fiona suggested was the button reward system. Now, I've already put reward systems in place downstairs, so when the children are good they get a sticker and they work up to getting a little prize once they've got all their stickers. So having already had that in place, I was a bit unsure whether another reward system would just confuse matters altogether or whether it would work at all. But, you know, I was at a point where I was just willing to give anything a try. So what the method is I have a box, and at the start of this there was probably between 20 and 30 buttons in there. I just grabbed some little buttons, and then he has another little jar which he collects his buttons in. So to start the process off is explaining why we need sleep to the children, explaining that you need it for energy, you need it to grow, you need it to have fun and be happy, and that was the first stage of the process, was just getting my little boy to understand that he needs to go to sleep, that he needs it to have a good time the next day. And then the next step was deciding on a reward for when he got all his buttons. So this was the most important part for us, because this is what I explained to him every night. Don't forget, once you get all your buttons, you're going to get this treat. And he decided he wanted to go to the cinemas with Mummy, Daddy and his sister, and pick a film that he wanted, and that would be his special reward that he gets once he gets all his buttons. So what we do every night is he gets a button for every good thing that he does at bedtime. So he gets a button if he puts his pyjamas on, he gets a button if he brushes his teeth, he gets a button if he listens to a story nicely without running around or chatting all the way through it, and then finally he gets a button if he goes to bed nicely without shouting. It took him a few days to get used to it. He was still shouting, and what Fiona recommended is that you warn them, if you shout and if you carry on, you will lose a button. And this absolutely devastates him. If he loses a button, he's at the end of his, it's like the world has come to an end. He cries non-stop. And what I then trying to explain to him is, if you go back to bed, you get in bed and you stay there nicely, I'll come back up and you get your button returned. So I have to say, we've been doing this for about a month now, and it's massively improved bedtime. I can still be up and down the stairs some nights he settles brilliantly, but it's definitely better than the 10 or 15 times I was going up and down the stairs before. And it just makes me much happier on a night time that I can do the kids' bedtime, I can go downstairs, and for the most part I don't really have to go back upstairs, apart from to give him a button if he's been in bed for about 10-15 minutes without shouting down. Then I'll go up and give him a button for that. So if you are struggling with your child, I would suggest from the age of probably 2 this would work, up until probably 5 or 6 if they're still not settling on a night. I definitely recommend trying this method out, as it has really helped us. And in fact, we're now using the same method for encouraging Jack to be dry through the night, as currently he's still in nappies. So this is a method that can be used for all sorts of different problems that you may be having with your children, and it's a really positive way of affirming the good steps that they make, and making them want to make progress when you're struggling with a difficult situation. So thanks for watching. Hope this video has helped you out, and don't forget to like and subscribe, and come back soon for some more videos.